Hi there. Welcome to Best of Preps. We're talking high school state football playoffs. I'm Matt Hickman, managing editor of the Herald Review, joined as always by our sports editor, Bruce Wetton. Thanks for joining us. Big week for the teams that remain in Cochise County. And, let's actually go out to Graham County where we get started, where the Bisbee Pumas, fresh off a 33-20 win in their state tournament opener last week against Camp Verde. They're the sixth seed. They go to play the number 3 seed Pima Rough Riders, who took care of St. John's last week. Bruce, what are you seeing in that matchup?
I like this matchup. I really do. I think both teams are evenly matched. Both teams, ironically, are on 5-game winning streaks. They both got one loss. Pima's lone loss came to Safford. Bisbee's lone loss came to Eloy Santa Cruz, which got bounced out last week. And so, to be honest with you, I see Bisbee getting the upset here and going to the Final Four.
Yeah, I haven't seen Pima play this year. Seen Bisbee a few times. I think Bisbee certainly they probably have the best player on the field in quarterback Sebastian Lopez. Pima strikes me as a team. I've just kind of seen a little bit of their videos and a little bit in some of their photos. Some big, strong kids. They're probably really strong up front. It seems like Bisbee really needs to make this a game where Sebastian Lopez really shows what he can do.
They got to play good, disciplined football. No turnovers, no stupid penalties like they had sometimes last week. They just got to play smart football, and if they can do that, and Sebastian can have his game, and Bryson can step up and produce. Bryson's on the verge of making 1,000 yards rushing.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's the totals now for Sebastian? He's gone over 5,000 passing yards.
Okay, this year alone, Sebastian has 2,292 yards, but in 4 years at Bisbee High School, he has 5,135 yards, Matt.
So really, what it probably comes down to, especially being on the road in a kind of a smaller rural environment, you get into places like that, you can get into a real like dogfight of a game, and that's kind of what Bisbee doesn't want. They want to turn this into a shootout, right?
Well, you and I were talking off camera that between his rushing stats and his passing stats, Sebastian's just shy of 10,000 career
That's
yards
incredible.
in 4 years.
That's amazing.
And actually 3.5. He figured that he started as a freshman, played half the season, so 39 games, and he's got 3,417 career rushing yards at Bisbee High School, and then of course a 51-35 career passing. He's over 1,000 yards in rushing, and he's over 2,000 yards in passing this year. He's a heck of an athlete, and he's a lot of fun to watch. And I have every game I've gone to this year, he's made it exciting. Yeah, he had the 100-yard interception return that was nullified by a stupid hold block in the back penalty, but he came back with a 60-yard run that we got on film, and he's just a very magical player. But as he plays, the other players play and get better because of him. And like I said, Hunter Wright, Bryson Meyer, and a lot of the other players on the team, Michael Coronado, they're a fun team to watch. And so they're on a roll, they're on a mission.
Mm-hmm.
And I would not be surprised if they go into Pima and pull the upset. But either way, I say it's a 7-point differential either way.
Yeah, I would say we're gonna put our money where our mouth is there, and I'm thinking if I was going to set a line, I would set it by Pima by 7.5. You got to give them. I think they have a huge home field advantage. You talk about driving out there; that's not a fun drive. You're better off driving to Phoenix probably than driving
6 hours.
Yeah,
from Bisbee to Pima.
Yeah, and you're gonna end up with a lot of intense fan base there. I think it really just comes down to them getting into a shootout, and then Sebastian Lopez making one more play. To give my pick, I'm going to say they don't quite get there. I'm going to go 37-29 Pima. What's your take, Bruce?
I'm going to say 37-30 Pima. I mean, 37-30 Bisbee.
You think Bisbee's going to get it?
Yeah, I really do. I think it's going to be a dogfight. I got to stand behind the Pumas. I actually laughed. I raised some eyebrows last week when I showed up wearing red, supporting the Bisbee Pumas to their game. Had my red shirt, my gray undershirt on, and I said, hey, I'm here to support you guys because we are. They're one of my teams.
You could just support the Sierra Vista Herald, Bisbee Daily Review.
And but at the same time, it was nice being there, and the atmosphere was electric at Bisbee, even though it was a small crowd. But the winner of this gets the Final Four berth next week, and they're going to be playing, if they do win, up in
Mesa, is it?
Westwood. Westwood. And they'll play the winner of the Apache Arizona Lutheran and Tonopah Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Tonopah Valley, remember that team?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're the ones everybody's fearing.
And they're the ones that spanked Wilcox.
Wilcox, yeah.
Yep. So Bisbee's got a tough road ahead, but I got to give a shout out real fast to the Coach of the Year and the Player of the Year, and Bobby,
Carlos Lopez.
Carlos Lopez. There you go. I keep want to call him Coronado. Thank you. Carlos Lopez, the head coach, and Sebastian Lopez, the quarterback, and then of course Ismael Cuevas, who was the defensive player of the year, and Landon Ward, the offensive player of the year. When the all region honors came out yesterday, Matt, there was 5 pages of honors that we're going to have in the Herald Review on Friday of all the honors. The San Pedro region was well represented, first team, second team, honorable mention. But to see these 4 athletes that I've all seen in person, when they announced that they were the winner of those accolades, I thought justifiable. Landon Ward's a heck of a running back.
Out of Wilcox.
Ismael Cuevas was another one.
Mm-hmm.
He's only a junior. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Sebastian's a senior. And Carlos, first-year coach, and to do what he's done with that team since 1963, they're region champions. Impressive. So I'm sticking with Bisbee to get to the Final Four, and we'll see what happens come Friday night. Go Pumas.
All right, we'll see. So switching over from Class 2A to Class 5A, the Buena Colts, they in their regular season finale last week, they beat Cienega, who was who played hard because they were with a win they could have gotten in the state. Didn't happen. Buena held off, beat them 32-15, kept Cienega out of state. Buena vaults all the way up to the number 3 seed, so they host not only the first round but the second round if they can survive this Friday night at home against the Casa Grande Cougars.
This matchup's intriguing because after what Buena did to them over there, to have Casa Grande come over here, you don't think they're going to want payback?
Yeah, not only that, I mean, that final score looks pretty good, 66-42 Buena. That's way too many points to surrender. I don't think Buena wants to end up in a shootout. That game was 35-28 at halftime. That is not, but I will say ever since then, including the Marana game, Buena has really hunkered down on they've improved on defense. They've really started running the ball more. Last week against Cienega, who was a pretty good team, Andres Bonilla goes for 225 yards. I'm going to say anytime Scrappy Bonilla goes for 225 yards in a game, Buena is almost unbeatable.
Well, he's got 1199 on the season. He surpassed 1,000. And Nash Moore is actually at 1665 on the season passing. So, again, you got the dual threat, but you also got Lujan. You got Charlie Bryce. You got Latavius Walker. You got all these athletes on that team that are weapons. Yeah. And you got the secret weapon in Joe's son, Jaden Thomas.
Yeah, they do. I mean, no question Buena has weapons. I think it's a mistake, though, if Buena tries to get into another shootout. I think they found a really good thing running the ball here with Lujan and with Bonilla, and they need to control the clock and slow the game down, make it a short game that takes less than 2.5 hours to play, and I think Buena cruises in if they can do that.
I think the fact is that Buena's playing at home is going to be an advantage.
Well, no doubt. Although the last time Casa Grande played at Loveless Stadium, that was a game on last year's regular season finale the Colts would like to forget. Had they won that, they would have hosted a state game, first-round state game. Instead, they ended up dropping to the 15 seed, went on the road to number 2 Desert Edge, never really had a chance. Now they're at home for potentially the first 2 rounds. But Casa Grande last year came in and they hung around with them, and then they got a couple nice calls that went Casa Grande's way, and that made the difference. And Buena never really recovered from that.
Well, what an exciting week for Buena, though. To host a flag football game and then a tackle football game. And Friday night, you're also going to have Coach's College women's basketball. So, folks, that parking lot's going to be packed Friday night. Be ready to be parking somewhere in the large parking lot, but away from the field more than likely. It's going to be an electric evening.
Yeah, well, so let's pick this Buena Casa Grande contest. I mean, so Buena won by 24 points last time, but between them there was 108 points scored. I'm going to say there's going to be less than 108 points scored, and I don't think Buena covers 24 either. I think that's too ambitious in a state rematch game, and I think they want to shorten the game, keep it on the ground. I'm going to put the spread about Buena about 14.5.
24-10?
You'll go 24,000. Go a little more than that. I was going to go about 34-17.
You got 34-17. I got 24-10.
I think, but the thing with Buena, they do not want to get in a shootout.
No.
What they've been, in the first part of the year, they were just airing it out, just go routes, and they could hit gold on those now and then, but the way they've been kind of establishing the run first, I think is going to be their key to success all the way through.
Well, it's a very exciting time for Buena. They're making a return trip back to the playoffs. They're hosting with the possibility of hosting next round. I'm pretty sure Joe Thomas is going to have this team focused, lasered in, and it's going to be an exciting Friday night between them and the Bisbee Pumas to see if we can get 2 out of the 4 teams left in the playoffs to the next round.
We shall see. And the winner of the Buena Casa Grande game will get the winner of the number 6 seed Verado which is out of Goodyear.
Yep, and then you got Verado and Notre Dame Prep.
And Notre Dame Prep, also out of the Phoenix area. So, I mean, obviously, winnable games there. You take them one game at a time, and they get a region rival in Casa Grande, so a good opportunity from there. They're not the only Sierra Vista team, though, that's got state playoffs happening this week. Tell us about what Berean's got going on, Bruce.
Berean, for the second year in a row, is in the state semifinals, believe it or not.
Wow. They went higher league.
They went there last year in Division I. Now they're back in Division III. The problem is they're playing the team that they lost to in week 3 of the season by a score 21-6. Jalen Hampton, the coach of the Berean Eagles, told me, though, that they're playing Berean's a different team. Surprise is a different team. This is the second versus third place team in the conference that are facing each other this year. But Berean's on a mission because they want to get a rematch with Heritage Academy out of Mesa, who throttled them a few weeks ago here in Sierra Vista. So we'll see what happens with this. But Berean's going to have a challenge Thursday night at Surprise. They're playing at Ottawa University, which I understand is a magnificent complex. They played there last time, so they're going back to a field that they're familiar with. And it is a collegiate field, so there's no divots. There's no these high school, potholes you got to look out for. And I think Berean's going to give them a closer game, but I want to see them prevail, but I don't know if they're going to be able to prevail or not. So,
if the last matchup was 15, is the line 15 again? Do you think going in?
I say less. I say if anything, it's going to be 10 or less.
Okay.
I think Berean's going to give them all they can handle. Just to stick on the Cochise County side, I'll say Berean by 3.
Okay, well, I'll just go counter, and I'll go. But I do think it'll be close. I think it'll be closer than the last one for sure. Typically, you have a rematch, kind of like with Casa Grande Buena. I think it's going to be closer the second time around. I'll go with the bad guys by 6.
Last one with the bad guys, I heard about it when I showed up at the school. So
that's why you don't wear their colors.
Well, no, but I mean, different story for off camera. But I'm excited about tonight with the Buena flag team, first ever playoff game.
And so if they win tonight, they're playing Lake Havasu City Knights, correct?
Yep. They'll play on Saturday, second round.
Assuming they get through Lake Havasu. What's Buena's seed, by the way?
Buena's the 7th seed, and Lake Havasu's the 10th seed. Lake Havasu was second in the 5A Northwest Valley region. They were 8-4 overall, 4-2 in region. Buena was second in the 5A Sonoran, 11-3 overall, 5-2 in their region.
So why do we think Buena's favored in this one?
Just the fact is that Lake Havasu coming all the way down 6.5, 7 hours, maybe 8 by bus.
Yeah.
To Buena. I think they're going to have fatigue, little sidetracked, and Buena's on a mission right now, and I really like this team. I think, don't get upset, Coach, but I think you're the surprise team of the season because being an inaugural program to come out and be able to win 11 games your first year. I mean, he's got some talent. Stephen Broswell's done a heck of a job with that team, and I really like them. And again, anytime I get a chance to drive up here and watch them play, I'll do it because they're fun to watch.
Yeah, so check them out. We're recording this on Wednesday. They play tonight at 6:00. And assuming they win, what time can people go check them out on Saturday?
They'll play at the high seed, which more than likely they'll be on the road.
Okay.
Unless, the winner, the next game tonight is number 2 Canyon View versus number 15 Desert View. If Desert View pulls the upset and Buena Buena wins, Buena will host on Saturday at 2 p.m. If Buena wins and Canyon View wins, then they're going to go to Phoenix Saturday at 2 for the second round. It's a 4 games to win the championship. And so, 3 games because this is the state.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
No, 4 games.
It's kind of nice that they can play multiple games in a week too. That'd make you kind of wonder,
Flag football's so fascinating because it's a running clock. It's a lot faster. 90-minute games compared to 2.5, 3-hour games.
Yeah, you watch some of that, you kind of want to get out there yourself. Oh, maybe that's a bad idea. But
it's a lot of fun watching these Buena girls. So like I said, they're really enjoyable. They got good talent, and we already know with Destiny Toyota Villalobos and Ariana Garcia and Ariela Antimon, plus a few others. This team's loaded with talent, and I cannot wait for the all-region honors to come out because I'm sure Buena's going to be well represented here in a couple of days when these honors are announced. But I'm saying Buena tonight by 15 plus.
Okay. I'll take your word for it and go with that. So hopefully we'll be back here next week with some teams still alive in the state playoffs. Get out there Friday night at Buena, especially here in the county. They definitely need all the support they can get in a state game against Casa Grande. Signing off for Bruce Wetton, I'm Matt Hickman. Have a great day.